Chapter 8. It's so gross, Chuck groaned. What is? What? I demanded. I leaped over my carton to get to him. Check it out. A grin spread over Chuck's face as he pulled something out of the carton. I gasped as I saw an ugly purple face with broken teeth and a long fat worm poking out of a hole in his cheek. You found him! I shrieked. Chuck let out a gleeful laugh. A whole carton of masks, and they're all totally gross. I grabbed the ugly mask from his hand and studied it. Hey, it feels warm. It was so cold down in that basement. Why did the mask feel warm? The worm bobbed out of the ugly face as if it were alive. I dropped the mask, plunged my hand into the carton, and pulled out another one. A disgusting pig face with thick gobs of green stuff dripping from its snout. That one was like Kari Beth, Chuck joked. These are scarier than the mask Kari Beth had last year, I said. I pulled another one from the box. A furry animal face, sort of like a gorilla, except that it had two long pointed fangs sliding down past his chin. I dropped it and grabbed up another mask, then another. A hideous bald hat with one eye hanging down by a thread and an arrow through the forehead. I tossed it to Chuck and pulled out another one. This is amazing, I cried happily. These will terrify those kids. How will I ever choose the best one? Chuck let out a disgusted groan and dropped the mask as he was holding onto the box. They feel like real skin. They're so warm. I didn't pay any attention to him. I was busy digging down to the bottom of the carton. I wanted to check out each mask before I made my choice. I wanted the scariest, grossest mask in the box. I wanted a mask that would give those first graders more nightmares than they ever had given me. I pulled out a mask of a girl's face with a lizard head poking out from her mouth. No, not scary enough. I pulled out a mask of a snarling wolf, its lips pulled back to show two jagged rows of pointed teeth. Too wimpy. I pulled out an ugly mask of a leering old man, his mouth twisted in an evil grin. One long, crooked tooth stuck down over his lower lip. The mask had long, stringy yellow hair that drooped down over the old man's craggy forehead. I could see big black spiders climbing in the hair and in the ears. A chunk of forehead was missing, revealing a patch of gray skull underneath. Not bad, I thought. This one even smelled bad. I started to put it back when I heard a creaking sound again, louder this time. The ceiling above my head groaned. I gasped. It really sounded like a footstep, someone walking around up there. But the store had appeared dark and empty. Chuck and I had both stared into the window for a long time. If anyone was hiding there in the darkness, we would have seen them. Another creak made me suck in a mouthful of air. I froze, listening hard. I could hear the steady drip-drip of water across the dark basement. I could hear the trapdoor rattling outside, and I could hear my own shallow breathing. The ceiling creaked. I swallowed hard. It's an old building, I told myself. All old buildings squeak and creak, especially on a windy night. The scraping footstep made me gasp out loud. Chuck, did you hear that? Gripping the old man's mask. I listened hard. Did you hear that? I whispered. Do you think someone else is in the building? Silence. Another scraping footstep. Chuck? I whispered. Hey, Chuck! My heart pounding, I turned to him. Chuck? He was gone.